kind of thought beforehand. So in the 5 stages, there's denial, isolation, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, right? Denial came after the Haynes King injury. I still in my mind was like, Zach was just a little frazzled. Anger came after Arkansas, and a lot more anger after the Mississippi State game. And then the bargaining started for me, trying to chart out a course for A&M to finish strong. Alabama's head this weekend. It's almost game time. So I'm always trying to convince myself that A&M has a chance this season. And I still do believe that to be the case. But the reality for me, and maybe you out there listening and watching, is what happens next. The season has a label, but it has not been defined yet. It has a label right now. Whatever happens over the next month will do that. And with that, we begin the Go Hour here on TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Obi, do you kind of identify or recognize, when we're talking about like the anger, the denial, in the way this season has started, in the way fans have seen it, the way we've seen it, maybe the team itself?
Now, what's the 4th stage?
Let's see. Let me go find them. Denial, isolation. There's no isolation here, by the way,
no
right?
Isolation.
No. But there's anger.
Okay.
There's bargaining.
So bargaining is.
There's depression.
Okay.
And there's acceptance.
All right.
And I still think I'm in the bargaining stage.
I think I am too. I kind of feel like a kid that, waited all year for Christmas thinking he might get a bike and he got socks.
But wait until the end of the evening. Maybe they'll surprise me.
Maybe there's something in the garage that I just don't know about yet.
Dad, can we go check the garage?
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe there's something in the garage that just,
This conversation would probably feel better next week as you're getting ready for Missouri, right? But it is what it is. And part of our role here and is to kind of examine the good and the bad. And there are ways, OB, for A&M to make this game this weekend, I don't know if winnable is the right word, but to make it a game. And then if you make it a game at Kyle Field, anything can happen.
Well, Appalachian State taught us as if we didn't already know, but taught us back in 2007 in Ann Arbor that there's always a chance to win.
Yeah.
So, and quite frankly, Florida this year told us that there's a chance to win, even though they lost.
Wasn't that Bama's only real road game? I know they started the season neutral site game, but that's been it.
And Florida was going for 2 to send it into overtime, and quite frankly, called a really
dumb play,
basic play.
Yeah.
So was that close from sending it to overtime against Kentucky, which is unbeaten? But I mean, are we really ready to go all in on Kentucky? So the point is that a team that's lost to Kentucky dang near at least pushed Alabama to
the brink
overtime.
of defeat.
So if you can follow that blueprint, maybe you do have a chance.
I think the difference, if I'm going to examine, there's 2 differences. They have a better offensive line.
Maybe.
Not
after last week, but yes.
Yeah, that day.
After, yes.
Okay.
That day.
And a more creative offense with the personnel that they have. But that's okay. I think against Alabama, not having a creative offense, and we'll talk about it throughout the show, but to me, time of possession is going to be so key in this game. There's all the levels of football need to be exceptional. Special teams, obviously defense needs to bring it. The offense can't make mistakes, capitalize on opportunities, don't make dumb mistakes. All those things have to be perfect for A&M to win this game because Alabama doesn't beat themselves.
Not typically. I've always said they're like a spider. It's just waiting for you to fly into their web, and you make the mistake, and then they pounce.
Chris Landry said yesterday they're like a cobra. They'll strike fast early.
And then squeeze you to death.
Later on, that's right.
They're not striking as fast this year.
But they were up on Miami, what was it, 21-0 before we blinked?
Yeah, but what I mean is they don't have they're not showing the big play strike fast for touchdowns now, like one play drives this year.
Right.
They've had a few, but not anything like they had last year. Not that you would expect them to with the guys they lost, but it's been typically more longer drives for them this year, which I think behooves A&M because you want, especially after last year, you don't want to. You can't give away the quick scores because you need to keep this score, in the 20s to have a chance.
Is everybody's – look, the offense has not been good. We know that. But if the offensive line were to protect better, would that alleviate everything? I mean, even Zach to a point? Because to me, Zach is just – he comes across as a guy – somebody made this comparison to me. I don't know if it was on the air or in person the other day, that Zach reminds them of David Carr 2002 when he was sacked like 86 times. He's just constantly looking around like I'm about to get hit, and that's just kind of how he plays his game now. It's just bullets are flying all the time. If the offensive line, look, as much as we like to point at Zach, if the offensive line is blocking, you can run, and that's been the staple of this team. When you have Spiller and A-Chain going, you have a chance against Alabama. You absolutely do.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of running, or at least you're going to.
And don't give up on it, please.
They're going to want to run, and what I would like to see, and I think it'd be helpful for Calzada when they have that 8-yard run, if they get it on first down, then come back with the play action pass.
Yep.
I want to see. I would like to see them throw more often when there's some question of whether A&M would throw. When it's more into his, he has an element of quote surprise to go along with it. But usually they get that good run on first down. Well, then they're going to come back with a run to try to get the first down.
Right.
And there's that sound thinking. But if you don't get it on first or second down, then you've got a quarterback that's been under pressure that's, I think, has shaken confidence and all the other issues, and you put him in an obvious passing situation. And I think that's you might as well run a draw and punt.
I hate the sound of that. All right, so we have the topic of the day, Coach OB, all right? That's what you're going to be.
Okay.
Back in the day on Yahoo Sports Radio, you would come on the show.
Yes.
This is before we were, long lost brothers, and you would come on, and our producer, Will Moriarty, would play the Coach soundtrack for you. So I'm going to allow you, from the TV show, for those youngsters listening, there was a TV show called Coach. What was the name of the main guy?
Hayden Fox.
Hayden Fox, no, but the actor's real name.
Oh, Craig T. Nelson.
There you go, Craig T. Nelson. Always bugged me, and he's a great actor, but like his characters always kind of bugged me in movies. Like he was kind of mean. Was it Poltergeist? He was kind of mean, and other movies. But so we're going to allow you and the rest of the audience to play Coach. What would be your game plan in Stops Line 979-693-1150? A&B, a College Station branch of the Amarillo National Bank. Good Texas banking. You can check them out on amb.com, or you can call the BCSI hotline. What's going to be your game plan against Alabama? 979-693-1150. We've got some news to get into, OB. Let's go to the News and Social Center. Tomas Romo is in the house. Good morning to you, Tomas.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Well, let's kick it off with some tennis. Makarova advances to ITA All-American Round of 16. Number 10 ranked Texas A&M women's tennis graduate Tatiana Makarova outlasted number 19 Leah Ma of Georgia to advance to the ITA All-American Championship Round of 16.
All right. Congrats.
McEnroe?
Makarova.
Oh, Makarova. Okay.
Old school McEnroe.
So a cross between John McEnroe and Martina Navratilova.
That's the best tennis player ever, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I love that name. By the way, we're back on YouTube. Just got the confirmation. So if you guys are used to watching us on YouTube here for the first hour and a half of the show, welcome back. We've got all our stuff working. What else you got for us, Tomas?
Texas A&M soccer travels to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. The Aggies are 11-0-1 all-time against LSU since 2009. The Maroon and White own an 11-match win streak in the series, outscoring the Tigers 25-4 in the series.
Yeah, they're hurting right now. The A&M soccer team reminds me a lot of the football team. They've got a lot of injuries, but they're starting to get people back. They got their Haynes King back. So Barbara Olivieri is back for them. She played a little bit last week. Huge for them. What else, Tomas?
This is big news for football. Alabama running back Jace McClellan and linebacker Drew Sanders will both be ruled out against Texas A&M on Saturday.
Big OB, because the linebacker he was having a great season, but he was not even penciled in to be the starter.
No, they lost another guy. I can't remember what the guy's name is right offhand.
In the Miami game.
In the Miami game, and now Drew Sanders and Jace McClellan, both guys from Texas. So recruits out there, if you're hearing this, let that be a lesson to you. You leave Texas for Alabama, you get hurt.
Yep. By the way, it was Christopher Allen who got hurt in the first game.
Thank you.
Sanders stepped in. I'm reading from the ESPN article that says he has 20 tackles on the season, 4 quarterback hurries, tied for the most on the team. So this guy's not a slouch, even though he was not the starter there. On Jace McClellan, he is tied for the second most touchdowns on the team with 5.
Yeah. Man, I saw him play at Aledo High School. And you're like, man, you got to get these guys to stay home.
Yeah. You got to get them to stay home. You're exactly
but
right.
That Alabama's got a big gravitational pull.
So, OB, before we hit a break, do you have any thoughts on how you would game plan versus Alabama?
Well, first of all, I would never rush 3. I think I've got to put I think I have to put pressure on Bryce Young. He's not really a running threat, even though he can extend plays.
He can run, yeah.
He can run, but he's not putting up any numbers. It's not like Jalen Hurts that are going to kill you. But you're just going to have to play solid run defense. So you're going to have to win some one-on-ones in the secondary. I don't know if I'd go one-on-one with John Mechie. Of course, the other guy from Ohio State gives you some problems, but you've got to pressure the quarterback and figure out ways to do it, even if you have to. Elko's usually good at calling up some timely blitzes from different places, which, again, he didn't do much of last week, which was kind of astonishing to me. And then when I have the ball, I've got to make sure my guys understand that a 4-yard run is a win.
Yep.
And I think I need to, try to control the ball, but take some shots. I got to take some shots because Alabama, just like everybody else, is going to be overplaying the run, figuring, if your quarterback can beat me, then I don't think he can, but, more power to you. So I'd take some shots.
I want to say this, and I'll give a little bit of my recipe here in the next segment. We do have to get into our Heisman talk, but as critical as we've been, and I've been, of the A&M defense in that game against Mississippi State, because it felt like every time they threw the ball, they got a first down or 5 yards or 6 yards or whatever it was. It was constantly somebody open. They only gave up, as a defense, 7 points in the second half again last week. So as a defense, yes, there was yardage. Yes, there was ball movement. But if you only give up 7, how many points did the defense overall give up that weren't because of turnovers?
21. I think, right? I'm not going to give them the 3 points that was on
the safety, right?
Or the safety. So
right.
21 points, normally you win. If you have 21 points, you should expect to win.
And the Aggies scored 22. So, and it could have been more. Should have been more. Absolutely. The pass to Aniyah Smith. All right, guys. Right now, let's talk about the Association of Former Students. We had a good meeting yesterday. Got to see Lexi and Randy yesterday. Good times talking to them. We got some stuff we are planning, and we're looking forward to teaming up with them for more great events, as we've done for many, many years. But they do so much for Aggies all around the world. For 140 years, gifts from the Aggie Network have empowered the association to be here, there, and everywhere. And we love what they do. They are just not only great people, but they have a giving heart, and you are a part of that. You are part of the giving heart. And I want you guys to continue to give back. And if you haven't done it, it's okay. Get on the train now. I was off for a couple of years. Get back on for $100 a year, $9 a month. You're going to get the decal, the plaque, the Texas Aggie magazine. Plus, you're continuing in the oldest, most inspiring tradition of Aggies helping Aggies. I want to encourage you to give back to the association, guys. It's so rewarding, makes you feel great, and you can see a lot of the success stories on their website and really feel good about where your dollars are going. To learn more about the impact of the association, make a gift. Visit AggieNetwork.com/giving.
We got the Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays from 2 to 4 here on Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM, The Zone.
The love that I have for Texas A&M is just feeling so much a part of the school, feeling like there's always people there to support you, that you've got a friend no matter what.
I'd want to give a student the chance to do something they want to do. And the association, I know, gave a lot of my friends the ability to go forward and to actually pick the major they wanted, do the studies they wanted to do.
When I started thinking about college, I had one goal in mind, and that was my parents will not pay for my schooling.
There's a lot of kids out there who are going to make good Aggies, and we ought to give them a chance, and I'm willing to put my share in to try to help them.
Of all of our traditions that are well known, the one that sometimes gets passed over and just taken for granted is perhaps the greatest, and that's Aggies helping Aggies.
To learn more about the association's impact or to make a gift, visit tx.ag/giving.
At United Roofing and Sheet Metal, we've got you covered inside and out.
Need help with your high wind or hail damage claims? Call Larry Winkler and the fine folks at United. United Roofing is your local, professional, family-owned business with over 40 years of service to the Brazos Valley. United is your insurance claims specialist, providing the most comprehensive full-system labor and material warranty in the roofing industry. Call United today at 268-ROOF.
Howdy, y'all. This is Cullen Gillespie, former 12th man. I've always tried to help my team on and off the field. And now I'd like to help Texas A&M fans like you cut their electricity bills in half. Yep, in half. It takes less than 5 minutes and you'll save hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars every year. 90% of Texans overpay for electricity, so don't be one of them. Sign up today at EnergyOgre.com and use code GILLY, G-I-L-L-Y, for a free month of service.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's not every day you can save money. Oh, wait, you can. Hi, Jenny here from Big Deals. When you shop Big Deals, you'll save money every day on dozens of gift certificates from local businesses like these.
Star Cinema Grill, Dirt Road Rustics, Hungry Howie's, Horseshoe Junction Family Fun Park, and more. Visit AggielandBigDeals.com to save big. AggielandBigDeals.com.
The best is yet to come in College Station.
Pressure coming. Zach avoids, runs to his right, has room. Tucks, runs 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Zach Calzada from 25 yards out. Touchdown, Aggies.
Join us Saturday. The Aggies host the Alabama Crimson Tide. Our coverage begins at 6 on your home for Aggies football, the Texas A&M Sports Network.
Listen to Aggie football on 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. Online at RadioAggieland.com or tell your smart speaker to play Zone 1150.
Hey guys, it is TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Tomorrow, a grand show. We're going to be doing the grand opening there at Rollo Insurance. Wow, it's already October 8th coming up tomorrow. So fast. I want to remind you that Rollo Insurance is trying to give back, and you can be a part of that, to the Down Syndrome Association of the Brazos Valley, DSABV. They mean so much to our community. We had some folks in here, Keith Lane in studio, and also Ms. Baker there from the DSABV also in the house to kind of talk about their mission and what they're trying to do, and we want you guys to be a part of it. You can make a small donation, and Rollo Insurance is prepared to match dollar for dollar what you do, and they're trying to raise $3,000. I know we as a TexAgs family can do that, guys. So if you can give $100, you can give $5, you can give $10. No donation is too small. Check out dsabv.org/Rollo2021. And remember, it'll be a loaded show, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. there. We will have the final countdown. Looks like we'll do that from 9:30 to 10:30 because Schloss is going to stop by the last segment to chat with Billy for a little bit. We had him in studio a little bit more before we get ready for that game against the University of Houston. Taco Boss Food Truck's going to come by as well. Jackson Schlossnagel performing in the band Nomadic there from 10 a.m. to 12:30. The ribbon cutting. And remember, if you go to rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs and submit your no strings attached entry, you can win something like the Yeti Tundra Hall wheeled cooler, the $250 gift card, or the Glock 19X. You want to go. It's going to be fun. All right, TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. As I mentioned, OB, let's get into the Heisman Watch, brought to you by the Shirtlift Law Firm. Shirtlift Law Firm, delivering justice for those who need it most. And OB, where are we starting, my friend?
I'm going to start at number 5. Actually, I'm going to start at number 6.
Okay, there's a 6. Okay.
Well, I believe in giving credit where credit is due.
Okay.
And I think Bijan Robinson at Texas is right on the cusp of being in my top 5. But and he's having a great year. But I want to see him do it against somebody besides Rice, Texas Tech, and TCU.
Okay.
So he's got that Oklahoma coming up this week. So good chance that I have to give him that kind of consideration. But number 5 right now, I've got bring back C.J. Stroud. He came back from injury. The Ohio State quarterback threw for 330 yards and 5 touchdowns in that blowout of Rutgers, which had only allowed 1 touchdown pass on the season before last week. He's thrown for almost 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns this year.
They could still end up in the college football playoffs.
I expect them to.
Yeah, if they went out and if C.J. Stroud, they're definitely better. Now, we'll see what happens with Oregon, though, because just for a quick second before we continue, I assume Alabama and Georgia are in as of today, right?
Right.
So that's 2 of the spots. Who else is guaranteed? Somebody from the Big Ten?
Somebody from Big Ten, I would bet it'll be Ohio
Iowa
State.
Okay. So you and then is Oregon the 4th team, or are they have another loss coming up?
It might be Cincinnati or BYU.
Would an undefeated Cincinnati team and a 1-loss Oregon team, who gets it?
Well, Cincinnati has that win over
Notre
Dame. But if BYU goes undefeated, check their schedule. They'll have like 8 wins, 7 wins over Power 5 teams.
Yeah.
They would be in first place in the Pac-12 South if they were in the Pac-12.
That's true.
So
number 4.
Number 4, I'm going with Kenneth Walker, the Michigan State running back. He's exceeded 100 yards 3 times. Last week he gained 126 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the win over Western Kentucky. Leads the nation rushing 680 yards. He also has 8 rushing touchdowns and 1 touchdown receiving.
All right. Your number 3, I really like this kid.
Yeah, I almost put him number 2.
Okay.
And that's Desmond Ritter of Cincinnati. I really had some trouble with that. Had his best outing of the season against Notre Dame, that 24-13 win, passed for 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, also ran 6 yards for a touchdown. He's passed for 1,045 yards and 9 touchdowns and has 98 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
Right.
But I think if you look at the whole picture, plus the caliber of competition and everything right now, I still give Matt Corral, the Ole Miss quarterback, a slight edge over Ritter in my mind. He did suffer a setback in that 42-21 loss to Alabama, but he wasn't bad. He completed 21 of 29 for 213 yards and a touchdown. Hope our quarterback does something similar. He ran 10 yards for a touchdown as well. And through 4 games, he's thrown for 1,219 yards and 10 touchdowns. And surprisingly, he's rushed for 161 yards and 6 touchdowns.
He's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
He is a pretty good quarterback. By the way, you're number 1. I'm not going to say book it like Tomas, but he might have to drop after what happens to him when he takes on that A&M defense.
He might, but Bryce Young right now, I think it's getting to where it's his to lose. I think he has an undeniable lead. He had a strong effort in that 42-21 victory over Ole Miss, completed 20 of 26 passes for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns, and overall 1,367 yards and 17 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions this year.
He's
for
good.
the number 1 team in the country.
I will remind people, A&M has not forced a turnover now in 2 SEC games. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. Was there an Arkansas turnover?
Definitely not an interception.
Their last turnover was Edgerrin Cooper's interception against New Mexico.
There you go. Edgerrin Cooper versus New Mexico. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time against a young quarterback who's really great, but little pressure, a little DeMarvin Leal, Michael Clemens action across the edge, force him into some bad spots. Again, this is Alabama. They don't make mistakes very often. But I still do believe in the stars on that defense, and there are a couple of legitimate stars.
But they need to play like stars.
Yeah.
I was on a radio station in Alabama today, and we were talking about the defense, and I said, it's been good enough, but good enough isn't good enough. It's been good enough to keep you in games, but that's not good enough to win. We thought that A&M was going to have a dominant defense with 9 starters.
Just
coming
2
back.
weeks ago, we thought it. Right before the Arkansas game, we still thought there was that conversation of wrecking crew. And I'm not going to rehash that, but like this defense, look what they did in the second half against Colorado.
Right. So they're going to have to play to that level. We thought they would be kind of in the same neighborhood as Georgia's defense.
We did.
And that hasn't been the case. They've been good, but not good enough. They need to be dominant to compensate for the offensive issues. And they've been able to keep you in games, but you might need to win a game.
They've been really good in the second half of games, adjusting. Unfortunately, giving up a touchdown late in the half against New Mexico, the 17 points to start off the Arkansas, all unacceptable. The way you play those games because of those mistakes. Even though you look at the numbers, they're still defensively ranked very high.
Yeah, maybe not so much. Well, it's all been kind of skewed by the last game.
Right.
Because basically, we all know Mississippi State, their passing game is kind of their running game. And their rushing statistics, you get much better, but your passing statistics, A&M has a good defense. But this week they need to have a great defense.
They have to be great. I'm just going to remind myself the passing yards, 408 yards passing.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And a lot of those are just glorified runs. Everybody knows that. That's how. But you can't play that far off and think that
it's going to be okay. He threw almost 60 times, 59 passes.
And I don't have time to figure it out, but I wonder how many of those completions were 8 yards or less.
I think
7
a lot
yards
of
or less.
Let's talk to Stephen McGee when we come back here on TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
I'm Chelsea Reber with your community calendar on The Zone. St. Anthony's Catholic Church is holding a drive-through barbecue fundraiser on Sunday at their pavilion on Tabor Road. Food starts selling at 10:30 a.m. The Deanville Volunteer Fire Department invites you to their annual fundraiser on Sunday. Come out for great food, children's activities, and the auction. A free presentation offered to seniors on Medicare open enrollment is scheduled for Wednesday, October 13th. Contact the Mature Well Lifestyle Club for more information. The Brazos Valley chapter of the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club is holding their annual bike wash at the Ranch Harley-Davidson on Saturday, October 16th from 11 to 3. This family-friendly event benefits first responders in the Brazos Valley. Your home for Houston Texans football is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. You can hear every game, home, road, all season long, right here on Aggieland's only all-sports station. I'm Chelsea Reber on The Zone.
Here's Brad Beard of Intercon.
When we started Intercon in early 1991, we were well aware that we would be competing with some companies that use unscrupulous techniques to make a quick sale, such as bait and switch, or 40% off if you commit today, or misleading, incomplete quotes. Intercon's practice is to be completely honest and encourage prospective customers to talk to our former customers. We've encouraged customers to get multiple quotes. We are confident and proud of our value proposition for windows, glass, and solar screens. We never want anyone to rush into a decision they will regret in the future. Just remember, warranties are only as good as the people who provide them and are servicing the area when situations arise. This is our home and only marketplace, and we will protect our home turf. You've probably heard the saying, the buck stop here, and that is with me, Brad Beard, president and co-owner of Intercon LLC.
Whether you have new construction or an existing home, let the fine folks from Intercon help your home energy efficiency year-round. Call Brad Beard of Intercon today at 823-3639. That's 823-3639.
Vera Bank is open and we are excited to serve you in College Station. Hi, this is Erica Archer, Treasury Management Officer at Vera Bank, and I specialize in helping businesses run their day-to-day operations more efficiently, saving you valuable time. Our team's job is to make yours easier. So give us a call or come by and see us off of Highway 6. At Vera Bank, you have a team of genuine bankers on your side, and you can bank on it.
Visit verabank.com today. That's VERA bank.com. Vera Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You can hear every Aggie football game, home, road, national championship, right here on Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. Game Day on the Zone is brought to you in part by Stephen Gustitis, attorney at law, BCS Allstate agent Jerry Anderson, and Higginbotham Insurance. 30 minutes after every A&M home game, tune in for the Twin Peaks Call-In Show, powered by TexAgs.com.
Welcome back, TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. I want to remind you guys that BCSI is proud to announce their fall LASIK special. You can call 979-701-2020 and mention TexAgs, and you're going to get yourself a free LASIK consult and $400 off of your custom LASIK surgery. And all our guests and callers come on the BCSI hotline, and that's where we find QB1, Stephen McGee, here on the program. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Hey, good morning, guys. I like the up-tempo music to start off the show today.
You
a little
too,
less
baby.
Halloween haunty. What was the theme last week? It was a different one. It's like there's an actual instrument used in this intro, maybe.
You know, it's on our playlist, our YouTube playlist, that we can certainly share with you, Stephen. So next time you go for a run or play golf, you can have your AirPods on listening to that awesome soundtrack.
Please do. I would love that. I'm
It
sure
sounds like-
TexAgs listeners would love to have that as well.
It sounds like music to shoot hogs to.
You know what, OB, that's perfectly put. I think you're exactly right. Put in your AirPods, get your night vision out, and just start sniping pigs. I think that's probably ideal music for it.
Hey, so Stephen, how are we feeling about things here in the middle of this 2-game, potentially 3-game losing streak? Just kind of give me your thoughts where we are and where we're going.
Man, I don't feel great, honestly, going into Bama. You know, I thought last week was a huge week for this team. And if they were able to find a way to get that win, it felt like it's going to set them up a lot better. Just not confident right now in what I've seen. Offensively, certainly, there's a lot of holes right now. And it looks like the boat's leaking oil pretty quickly. But then, you know, defensively, there's times when I feel like we have a pretty solid defense. Statistically, we're not bad. I mean, you look at a lot of the numbers, they've been resilient, but then at times when just the eye test, they don't pass, right? And so I think there's some concerns going into Bama against a team that should have some guys that will expose you even more so than what we've seen. And I think it could be the first week we see a quarterback that is truly a good quarterback. You know, Will Rogers last week he's a good college quarterback, but he's not elite. He's not special. I think it's more of a system, easy pitch and catch. This week, I think this guy can make some throws and create plays with his legs. And so that's a factor I'm interested to see how we match up against.
What would you do? What would you do? David was asking me if I was the coach, what would be my game plan? But you actually played at this level, and you could probably coach if you wanted to. So what would be your game plan, McGee?
Yeah, it's so tough. I mean, everyone's got answers about what can right the ship right now for this team, and there's very few people that are good enough to do that. So I don't want to pretend like I'm good enough to be a coach at A&M. That's never that's not. These guys are good. I mean, these guys know what they're doing, and I know they're going to have a good plan. For me, I think getting Zach Calzada in a tempo, play more up tempo, no huddle, try to get easy throws. I think when a defense has to get lined up in a no huddle situation, there's more room for error. They miss a line. So there's motions and shifts and ways in which you can keep the offense simple for Zach, play fast, and allow him not to think as much, because I think right now he's playing too slow mentally. And then we're fighting the play clock too often. You know, it's getting down to 3, 2. But if your offense is able to play with tempo, I think it creates some mismatches and more bust defensively. I think that's one thing I would love to see. And then, you know, defensively, the question is, do you pressure? You got to be sound in your pass rush because this guy's going to try to escape the pocket, and he has the ability to do so. And so that's always a concern. But clearly, we know that if we're going to have success defensively, you've got to be able to get pressure on the quarterback. That is a known. It's like the Tom Brady factor. Even if you're not getting a sack, you got to be around his feet. So those are my 2 big things I'd like to see this week. How they do that, I don't know. I would imagine they're going to have to bring pressure and force Bama, to see if they have hot answers.
Stephen, after the Colorado game, we really remembered more of the big throw from Calzada and how he did there. And look what he did after all that adversity. New Mexico is whatever it is. But after 2 losses, people are nitpicking at all the bad that has happened behind the center. So in your eyes, have you seen a progression? Have you seen improvement from Zach?
Yeah, it's funny, Dave. Quarterback, it's such a finicky position, and from week to week, people thought about you can change so quickly, right? And when you win, you get way too much credit, and when you lose, you get way too much blame. And I think Zach's unfortunately been on the recipient end of an unfair share amount of the criticism. But Zach, I think, continues to try to make the perfect play. I think he's trying to avoid making the mistake right now. I think you see him out there thinking and processing. He's trying to take what Jimbo's taught him in the quarterback room and make it perfect on game day. I think what would really help him right now is just to free himself of all that and just cut it loose. Don't worry about making the perfect decision, but make a very decisive decision. Whichever side of the progression you pick, let it rip, get the ball out on time and cut the thing loose. I think that if Zach plays fast, he'll be better. I think what's really hurt him is that he's played tentative. Everything's an inch slow. He waits to try to see the guy open, and those windows close quickly.
Florida played Alabama, a very competitive football game, 31-29. Do you look at what Florida does or did to be successful and adjust or base your game plan on that? Or do you just say, hey, we are who we are, and we just got to do what we do?
Yeah, I think OB brings up a great point, and Florida has the dynamic of an athletic quarterback, and Zach can do that. I think the concern for the staff is not running Zach as much as, well, if Zach's not there, we have nobody, right? And so you're trying to protect him in what ways you can. Obviously, he's going to have to run eventually throughout the game, but it's not going to be as many design zone read option type plays, in my opinion, that you would get with Haynes King. But man, it would sure be nice, to OB's point there and that question, to attack them with the quarterback run game, because that's a potential mismatch every week. No matter single high, too high, you have numbers. And for a young offensive line, that can help them a lot as well. The great thing about the option plays and the zone read option is that you don't block 1 or 2 guys at the point of attack. So if I'm running to the right, I am not blocking the guy at the end of the line of scrimmage, or 2 guys being in the line of scrimmage, which allows you to create a lot of really good angles in the run game. That's the beauty of the design. And so I highly doubt, though, that they're going to incorporate that into the game plan this week.
All right, time for a little buy, sell, lease. Stephen, who are you buying this week?
I'm going to buy Seth Small right now. This guy's been fantastic. I know that especially as a quarterback, I don't like to talk about kickers, but he's been near perfect.
OB?
Isaiah Spiller, who just, even though defenses are just stacking the box and not really respecting A&M's passing game, Isaiah Spiller just keeps running like every play is for the national championship. He runs with so much determination, and it's amazing that he keeps getting 100-yard games. So I'm buying Isaiah Spiller for the rest of the year.
All right, I'm going to buy A-Chain, Devon A-Chain. And the reason being is against Alabama, he didn't play last year, and Spiller has been held in check against them the last 2 years they've played. But last week, A-Chain, 100 yards total with 69 yards rushing, 31 receiving. I think the 1-2 punch could become huge against Alabama. Hopefully, will be huge against Alabama. Stephen, what are you selling?
Oof. I'm going to sell this pass defense. I'm just not convinced they're elite. I know last week was tough, but in my opinion, the coverage was way too soft consistently. If you're going to drop 8 into coverage, and you have 3, what we call 3 double clouds, so you drop 5 underneath, 3 on top, that is the opportunity for these DBs to get down and challenge guys at the line of scrimmage and play flat-footed and underneath and undercut routes and jump things. And yet here we are on 3rd and 10 and 12 and 3 double cloud type coverage looks, and we're just sitting on. We don't even get a hand on a guy. They do pitch and catch for 12 yards before we even touch him. It was just incredibly soft. I'm selling the pass defense this week against Bama.
Well, I'm in the same neighborhood. I am selling the 3-man pass rush. You got to get pressure, and I don't care how good your guys are. If you're going to go 3 against 5, and sometimes 6, you're probably not going to get home. And then you're able to, the quarterback, if he's good, is able to dissect your defense because, it's almost like playing in the street back when we were kids. You can just hold the ball until you can only cover so long. I'm going to sell the 3-man pass rush and hope I don't see it anymore.
Guys, I'm selling something in the same neighborhood, so I'm moving in with you guys, apparently. The non-turnovers. The Aggies have not forced a turnover in 2 games. They've got to start forcing turnovers. I think Dalton said it was the New Mexico game. That's been a long time. Got to force some turnovers. All right, so what are we leasing, Steven?
You know what? I'm going to try to spin what we've just said. I know we're going all defense here. I would like to lease this pass rush, not the 3-man pass rush, obviously, but the 4-man and then the pressure looks that Elko's going to have to dial up in order to get home and try to create pressure on the quarterback. We know that that's going to be the success here. You got to create turnovers and you can't give up, right? And that's the stat that's not working in A&M's favor this year. I think Alabama's given up 4, A&M's given up, turned it over 9 times. So that clearly, if we're going to win this football game, you have to win the turnover battle. And to me, that starts about creating pressure on the quarterback.
I am leasing Texas A&M's running game. I'm more optimistic now that Layden Robinson is back in the lineup and Kenyon Green is back at left guard. The Aggies ran for 162 yards last week. That's not huge, but it's their best total since the Kent State game. So I am leasing their running game and that they're making progress there. I'm not ready to buy on it, but I think they've made some good moves to try to upgrade it.
Guys, again, same neighborhood, I feel, but this is I'm leasing time of possession. Last year, the Aggies were number 3 in the country, 35 minutes per game. This year, they're down 5 minutes at 30 per game. Against Mississippi State, 25 minutes in that game. So I want them to slow down the game. I know Steven's talking about up-tempo, but up-tempo with slowing it down at the same time, controlling that clock as much as possible. I want them to get back to their identity with that time of possession. All right, we will do That's Bullcrap when we come back here on TexAgs Radio presented by David Garner's Jewelers. Right now, though, I want caller number 1, and we're going to give you a free car wash from Aggieland Express Car Wash in South College Station off of William D. Fitch and Greens Prairie. They are Aggie-owned and operated with the friendliest staff and the personal touch. They offer a monthly membership, but we're going to give the first caller a free car wash right now from Aggieland Express in South College Station, 979-693-1150.
Get the Zone Daily Newsletter emailed to you each morning at 8. Sign up now. TheZone1150.com.
Maroon U is your ultimate stop for brand name apparel, gifts, and accessories for the entire family. From Columbia, 47 brand, Yeti, Dooney & Burke, and Adidas. We're able to outfit you for every occasion. Visit Maroon U and our family of companies on Holloman Drive in College Station to shop the latest in brand name Aggie merchandise. Shop Maroon U today. Voted best in Nebraska's best gift shop since 2016. Maroon never looked so good with Maroon U.
This is Aaron Dawson.
And I'm Olivia Dawson.
Won't you join the Folds of Honor and Allen Academy by supporting the annual Cadet Golf Classic and Patriot Dinner hosted at Miramont Country Club, Sunday, October 17th through Tuesday, October 19th.
The Cadet Golf Classic is an 18th-hole, 4-man scramble designed to raise scholarship funds for the families of fallen and disabled veterans through Folds of Honor, as well as financially supporting Allen Academy, an independent school in Bryan.
For more info or to register, please visit thecadet.org, and thank you for your support.
For service you can trust and a job done right the first time, contact Tom Line Plumbing and Irrigation. Whether it's commercial or residential, new construction or service, they have you covered. Tom and Shelby Line have been serving the Brazos Valley for 11 years, and their team of plumbers have more than 40 years of experience. Customer service is their highest priority. Trust your every plumbing need to Tom Line Plumbing and Irrigation. Click TomLYNEPlumbing.com today.
parents, when it comes to your child's education, there's a lot to consider. No matter what you're searching for, search the Bryan Broadcasting half-price tuition program first. We've partnered with schools and learning centers throughout the area to get your students started with high-quality programs at half price. Right now, we're featuring half-price tuitions at Hopewell Classical Day School, Kingsgate Christian School, Sunshine School, Kinder Music, and more. Half-price tuitions are first come, first served, and availability is limited. Go to halfpricebrazos.com.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Max Kellerman.
Allen Robinson, Chicago Bears, do-it-all wide receiver, joining us.
Is Justin Fields ready? Do you think that the Bears could win on a consistent basis with Justin Fields as your starting quarterback?
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think he's ready because he's one of those guys, again, like, obviously, when you're a rookie. I mean, for me being a rookie in this league, I knew what it was like getting my first start and getting my first kind of game reps, and every single game after that, was better, and it continued to get better and better and better and better, so, I mean, that's really how you start to see the maturation of players in this league is from them actually playing, so, I think he has, again, all the talent in the world. He's a person who puts in the work, and I think that he's going to consistently get better.
It's Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, powered by WC Tractor, here on Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
Welcome back, TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. If you want to get in on the show on the A&B text line, you can do that at 979-693-1150. We are rejoined by Stephen McGee on the BCSI hotline. And guys, it's time for That's Bullcrap, presented by Tom Line Plumbing. For service you can trust, consider Tom Line Plumbing. Great friend of Stephen McGee, a longtime trusted plumber in and around the Brazos Valley. You can check him out at tomlineplumbing.com. All right, Stephen, what's bullcrap this week?
Well, for me, it clearly falls on Urban Meyer. 0-4 coach, a lot to prove down in Jacksonville. Found himself after a Thursday game on that following Saturday in Columbus, Ohio, at a bar, hitting on underage women, or not say underage women, college girls, but for him, underage, certainly, clearly intoxicated. To me, it's just a bad look all around. I'm not sitting here trying to say that everybody doesn't make mistakes. I certainly understand the fact that people do, but if you're an 0-4 football coach, you need to be clearly trying to right the ship in Jacksonville, not at a bar, especially during the season. Incredibly bad look for Urban Meyer. Not crazy about him anyway, and so I think clearly that's bullcrap.
Well, what if the college co-eds are hitting on the older guy? Is that okay then? Because, speaking as an older guy, I mean, it's never happened to me, but if it ever did.
Hey, what they do is their decision, but what you do with your own hands is your decision.
They've always made the decision not to. You know what's really bull crap?
What's that?
Is going on a Saturday, which is college football day, and you turn on the local radio, and they got ESPN radio, and there's a bunch of guys talking about the starting lineup or debating who's going to be the starter of the New York Knicks. If I'm not mistaken, the NBA season doesn't start until like late December.
Yeah.
And so it's 2.5 months out, and ESPN radio on college football day has got guys talking about the Knicks. First of all, I don't care about basketball, especially at this time. Secondly, it's a national show. You're talking about the Knicks on college football day. Cannot we get on local radio pregame and postgame college football shows?
I think that would be great.
Bullcrap.
You know what you need to do? Just watch the postgame wrap here on TexAgs. That's what I would do.
Well, I want the pregame as well. I want it all.
Well, this whole week is a pregame.
It's college football. The way it ought to be, I guess everybody across the country should just find out about TexAgs and watch us, because you're sure not going to get it from ESPN radio.
Oh, this is true. That is annoying. For me, you know what's bullcrap? The end of football games involving A&M. Safeties to end the game, an interception off of your center's helmet. I would like to end the game on a high note. So let's go down and drive or run the clock out. Let's not turn the ball over or get a safety. To me, it is bullcrap the way those games have ended, especially last week against Mississippi State. You felt the buzz. I was on the field. You were on the field. We're next to Billy. We're next to Schloss. We're feeling the excitement. Let's go. And it was over before it started. And to me, that was bullcrap, and hopefully they'll get that fixed. All right, Steven, any final thoughts as we are getting closer to that showdown with Alabama?
I wish I had an answer for you guys, but I don't. I hope that they can get something figured out here quickly and get this thing rolling.
Steven, I'll give you this thought because this was the theme yesterday. Mr. Optimist here, David Nuno, telling you that there are a lot of other teams that are about to have 3-4 losses. You look at what Arkansas is going to have to go through, what LSU is about to have to go through. The SEC West, as bad as it feels right now, A&M's about to get fat on some wins after Alabama. I really believe they will get through Missouri. Then they'll get through South Carolina. Then they'll get through the bye with Haynes King hopefully coming back. And then we can maybe see what this team's made of.
I agree. I like the way you're thinking. I really think that the best is yet to come. And there's too much talent on this football team. And there's too many good football coaches over there to not figure something out.
I'm definitely taking A&M and giving the points against bye.
There you go, V. I like where your head's at.
Hey, Steven, great stuff
Good
as
stuff.
always, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, y'all have a good one.
See ya. See you, McGee, on the BCSI hotline. Well, OB.
Yep. Another day closer to game day.
Another day. You know what?
Well,
and let's embrace this moment. Like, this is going to be a huge atmosphere. Just play good football and let the score is what the score is.
It is disappointing that A&M wasn't able to win because this would have been such a great week here.
Yeah.
So much. It would have been somewhat electric.
But what if? What if they didn't get a safety at the end of the game? There's so many what ifs. Ryan Swope getting it done. Going up next here on TexAgs Radio, presented by David Garner's Jewelers.
Our publications reach every corner of the Brazos Valley, and we want to partner with you in sharing your message with the community. You may recognize a few of our Bryan Broadcasting publications.
Best of the Brazos Valley.
Brazos Life, the annual manual.
Welcome home, Brazos Valley.
Brazos Family. Brazos Wellness.
Brazos Valley Bride.
Peace, Brazos Christian Life.
With the combined power of 7 magazine titles, 11 radio stations, and digital solutions, Bryan Broadcasting Publications can help you be heard. Call 979-695-9595 to learn more.
Hear every game, home, road, and more. Aggie football is on the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM and online at RadioAggieland.com.
The flagship station for Aggie athletics is The Zone. Whenever the Aggies are playing, you can hear them right here at 1150 and 93.7 FM. Thanks to our listeners and our Aggie broadcast sponsors, Schulte Roofing, Prosperity Bank, Hargrove Insurance, and Rudy's Barbecue. Here's a big gig-em to all these sponsors. Listen to Aggie Athletics on the Zone 1150 and 93.7 FM.
From WTAW, I'm Chelsea Reber with a news update on the Zone. What will Brazos County commissioners do with almost $45.5 million in federal pandemic grant money? Commissioners heard this week from consultants where the money can and cannot go. One of 4 speakers from a Tyler-based group was Mark Taylor.
What is out there at this point is the interim final rule. The final rule is not there.
Before the consultants were hired, commissioners heard public requests for high-speed broadband. Another member of the group, Melinda Smith, said 91% of Brazos County residents have access.
That equates to 6,410 households approximately that do not have high-speed service. Most of that is in the northern portion of the county.
Commissioners have until December 31st of 2024 to spend the money. Among those following the U.S. Senate debate on raising the federal debt ceiling is Brazos County Congressman Pete Sessions. He expects Democrats to add $5 to $7 trillion, and he says Democrats are willing to have a government shutdown.
Because they want socialism. They are putting the American people at the end of a high dive and saying, you've got to be what we're for because we're in charge, or we're going to sink the entire ship.
Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell tweeted yesterday that they would allow Democrats to extend the debt ceiling through December at a fixed amount. A Bryan man is headed to prison for the second time.
54-year-old Henry Enrique Santos Jr. and the Brazos County District Attorney's Office reached a plea agreement where Santos admitted to 2 crimes in September of last year. A 6-month sentence for hitting his girlfriend in the head with his fist in a beer can will be served at the same time as an 8-year punishment for threatening to kill 3 Bryan police officers who took him into custody and detention officers at the Brazos County Jail. Santos previously served time for DWI with 3 or more prior convictions and resisting transport. Bill Oliver, 1620, 94.5 WTAW.
And I'm Chelsea Reber on The Zone.
Howdy, Ags. This is Dr. Krishna Shanmugam from BCS Eye Associates. I'm a fellowship-trained cornea and glaucoma specialist and eye surgeon, but most importantly, fighting Texas Aggie class of 2007. I was born in Aggie, raised in Aggie, and now back in the Brazos Valley to serve Aggieland, the incredible place that made me the person that I am today. We're the only fellowship-trained glaucoma, cornea, and cataract surgeon in town, and would be delighted to take care of you locally for your eye exam and your eye surgery needs. Give us a call to schedule an appointment today with Dr. K at BCS Eye Associates at 979-701-2020 or visit mybcsi.com.
Since 1957, Slovakic Sausage in Snook has been making the best tasting sausage in Texas from the same family recipe. Slovakic is the official sausage of Texas A&M Athletics. Whether it's from the grill to the family gathering or from the pit to the neighborhood party, serve the sausage voted best in the Brazos Valley. Serve Slovakic. Be sure to come in and check out their full-service meat market, relax on the front porch, or grab some fresh kolaches from their bakery on your way out. Slovakic Sausage, Highway 60 in Snook.
Good morning, sports fans. I'm Zach Taylor with your Aggie Sports Minute on the Zone. The Sports Minute is brought to you by Hilco Metal Roofing and Supply. Call 936-825-0500 or click hilcosupply.com. Texas A&M football looks to bounce out of a 2-game losing skid this Saturday, but to do so, they'll have to knock off the number 1 team in the nation, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tight end Jalen Wademeyer on what the Aggies need to do for that to happen.
I want to see us get rid of the little things, get all the little things and hit all the little marks in practice and stuff. I want to see us have a great week of practice, catch all our balls, make all our right reads, and that's really the thing that kills us is the little things. But that's the thing I want to see knocked out this week.
Jalen and the guys will look to turn the tide this Saturday at 7 p.m. at Kyle Field. Coverage begins at 4 o'clock right here on the Zone. Now, both Aggie soccer and volleyball are in action tonight. Soccer is in Baton Rouge, trying to put a stop to a 4-game losing skid with a win over LSU. Things get underway at 6 o'clock with coverage on Gospel 97.3 FM. Meanwhile, volleyball tries to build on a victory over 20th-ranked Tennessee on Sunday as it welcomes Georgia to town. First serve against the Lady Dogs is at 7 o'clock at Reed. And Texas A&M graduate Tatiana Makarova has advanced to the round of 16 at the ITA All-American Women's Tennis Championships in Charleston. And that's been your Aggie Sports Minute, brought to you by Hilco Metal Roofing and Supply. On the Zone, I'm Zach Taylor.
Listening to The Zone on your smart speaker is easy. If Louie can do it, anyone can do it. 2 simple steps, and you can hear Chip Howard Sports Talk, TexAgs Radio, The Louie Bellina Show, or Aggie football, basketball, or baseball on your smart speaker. Step 1, and one time only needed, say Enable Zone 1150 Skill. Then anytime you want to hear your favorite host or teams, all you have to do is say, play Zone 1150. Make sure to set it up and say, Enable Zone 1150 Skill. And then listen in anytime just by saying, play Zone 1150.
It is TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Hour number 2, going to be busy. Bert Kuhn's coming by here shortly. Aaron Torres will be in the house as well. Plus, we did Up to the Second College Football. We'll play a little preview of that show here later on in this hour. But as a reminder, Lucci was on there getting us ready for the game against Alabama. We also had Brian Bosworth, the legend, College Football Hall of Famer, on the show. He talked Texas OU with us. It's just a good conversation. If you're looking for a different way to get into some college football analysis, and brought to you by your TexAgs family, that show's Up to the Second College Football. It's on the site. You can also get it on our YouTube page, all over the place. Follow us on social media to get that information. But right now, let's go to the BCSI hotline. We are joined by Ryan Swope, and we're getting it done with Mr. Swope. How are you, my friend?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right, Ryan. We're doing okay. So this is what I've been asking everybody. How are we feeling right now, knowing the team has lost a couple winnable games with Alabama coming up, and then the rest of the season after that?
I mean, to be honest with you, you're not feeling too good about it. Unfortunately, it's what we were 2 weeks ago, 5th team in the country, and now you look up and we're not even ranked. So it can definitely deflate you and the football team rather quickly. And not to mention, you look up and, you know, the Crimson Tide's coming for you. And so it's unfortunate. And I think that this last game against Mississippi State was crucial, that we went in there and took care of business. And unfortunately didn't get it done on Kyle Field. So that one stung, and this next weekend could sting a little bit more, unfortunately.
Ryan, you know, usually we do who got it done. And look, some players played well in that game. There's no doubt about that. But hard after a loss. Anybody stand out to you who got it done this past week?
Man, no, not really. I just think that I'm trying to sit here and think who got it done. And, I mean, maybe Watermeyer. I don't know. It's hard to sit here and hand out ribbons and trophies right now because I don't think any of those guys would really sit there and take that and feel like they deserved it, because at the end of the day, we didn't win. And ultimately, if I can't find a position that was out there that I could say that we got it done. And I'm thinking, even defensively, I'm trying to sit here and think. I mean, we were just given so much cushion to these wideouts, and they were just stomping down the field on us. And so I don't think really anybody got it done, unfortunately.
Ryan, I really wish Seth Small would have had a chance to get it done there on that final drive, because he's been playing really well. Because then we could have been talking about how nails he was at the end of the game. Unfortunately, he was not given that opportunity after the safety. All right, so this weekend, got Alabama, and you got to play a perfect game out there. Who for A&M is going to get it done?
Man, I think that I'm trying to think. I mean, Isaiah Spiller has been the most consistent playmaker on our football team, and I hope that we find a way to hand him the football. Hopefully he gets about 30 carries. You know, and I think maybe Demas will show up. I'd love to see one of these young guys. So I'll throw both those guys in the hat because we need a young receiver. We need to just have that guy that steps up and, you know, can go grab 10 balls for, you know, 180 yards and maybe a couple touches but because we hadn't had that guy show up. So I'm hoping if we can effectively at least not bail on the run game and then be able to take our shots over the top with some play action. I mean, we're going to have to draw up be a little bit different this week. And I just think our play calling, it's pretty predictable at this point. So if we're not getting, you got to keep the defense on your toes. I mean, that's what we did against Alabama back in 12. We came in with just some different plays, a bunch of double moves, and just try to beat them over the top. And so if you're not doing that, Alabama, you're not going to beat Alabama. So you got to be different, and you got to be willing to go for the jugular. And I hope that we do that, and I hope that we see some explosive plays. And I think that if we're not trying, we're not going to be efficient at it. So at this point, might as well try it.
Ryan Swope with us here on the BCSI hotline. Ryan, let's look at all of college football and who's not going to get it done this upcoming weekend.
Oh, man. I think I will probably lose to Penn State. And then I think that sitting here thinking, I'll take Oklahoma beating Texas any day of the week. But they're up there having a picnic together. So they're rivalries, but we'll see how that one pans out.
Ryan, you kind of answered it, but I'll let you go to a little bit more detail. What would be your game plan for A&M heading into this? And it could be a defensive game plan, offensive game plan, a team mentality. What would be your game plan for a team that's lost 2 straight, taking on the big bad giants that are Alabama? That is Alabama.
Look, I'm not a coach. I'm just kind of a speculator and just what I've seen over the years. But I think that at this point we're going against, I personally think, the best team in the country. So what do you have to lose is kind of my mentality. Why not be a little bit different? And because we know these guys are coached really well, and they've been watching film on Jimbo Fisher for 4 or 5 years. They're in that film room studying. They know, they know our weaknesses, our tendencies. So how can we be different? And this is a big week in practice where we maybe get out there and we watch some film on them and we go, okay, well, they're really stacking the box, or they know that we can run the ball effectively. So we're going to put, instead of putting, 6, 7 guys in the box, we're going to put 8 or 9 guys in the box, and we're going to bring the heat because this is a young quarterback. So that right there tells me we need to go in and basically we need to go implement some double moves. And then obviously our receivers have to win against man coverage, and we got to take some shots down the field, because if we don't do that, I mean, it's just not going to pan out, because this is a really well-coached football team. And so I think that if we can just take some deep shots down the field, I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? It's a 40-yard interception. That's a pretty good punt. So we gotta take some shots if we want a chance to win against Alabama.
Got Ryan Swope here with us on the show. Let's talk about wide receivers. I remember a couple weeks back I asked you about them not getting separation. There's a lot of youngsters playing out there. What are you seeing from that group?
Yeah, I mean, it's a younger group. I mean, I think that it's hard to tell if we're really getting separation because he doesn't have a whole lot of time back there. But I mean, I think Anaya Smith, I know he gets separation because I've been watching, and I've been seeing separation down the field. Guys are open, and I mean, I saw it plenty last week, and I don't think that Calzada is necessarily processing. I think he gets stuck on one side of the read, and he needs to go through it and just have a better feel for what the defense is giving him. And I think that comes down to him just overthinking it. And I think that simplifying the offense for him at this point in time, I mean, can't hurt. I think that from what I've heard, it's a pretty difficult, complex offense. And I think that it would be wise to maybe just take a couple steps back, and let's not try to force it on a kid that's, maybe not real comfortable in that offense, and let's just simplify everything and let these kids go out and play. So I think that's one thing that we could do to help, get that separation, because I'm seeing some separation down there. I'm seeing some guys get open. Because I was just not finding them. But I do think there's some improvement that we need to have, Demas step up and get some separation, and Chase Lane and just get Anaya Smith the ball. I think that we need to do a lot more of these bubble screens and get some of these playmakers the ball in space and let them do their thing, because we've got a lot of talented guys over there, and we just need to get them the ball in some space and let them do their thing. I really think that we've got Coach Jimbo's done a great job of recruiting some really talented guys. How can we get these guys involved more? That's what I'm asking myself.
Ryan, I really have struggled with what I've seen from the defense, for large stretches, against Mississippi State, and obviously what we saw in the first half of the Arkansas game. But, for me, that's been the hardest part to really to be okay with, I guess, if you will. Now, last week may have been more scheme than anything. So defensively, what has to happen this week against a young quarterback, and what can the Aggies do that plays up to their strengths?
Yeah, I think here's the deal about our defense. I mean, they did not come out and they did not play great last week. I get that. But you also got to think that we've been so reliable on that defense getting stops. And if you put that much pressure and you put all your eggs in that basket for your defense to carry you through these games and get you through, it's just not going to happen, because if we're not plugging the ball into the end zone, or at least driving down the field and getting scores, at some point you got to help your defense out. I mean, they can only do so much to where, they've been phenomenal. I'd say the first 3-4 weeks, they're a really, really talented defense. But at some point in time, I feel like last year is the same thing. Our defense is so talented. they can only do so much for as long as they can until, you start getting guys injured, and these they're on the field 60% of the game when your offense is on the field 30-40% of games. You're just putting a lot of pressure on that defense. I don't like that we were giving them so much cushion, but then again, I think that you can only do so much. We've got to put the ball in the end zone and kind of you don't want that defense. You don't want that wearing that defense out, man. I mean, when you get injuries, it could be a really long season. So, I mean, that's a big thing. Offensively, we got to capitalize. Bottom line.
It's Getting It Done with Ryan Swope. We do it every Thursday. Ryan, thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate it. Gig 'em.
Gig 'em, man. All right, I want to remind you guys to text radio to 1-833-638-6248. Let me say that again since I can't speak. 833-638-6248 for your chance to win the Big Friday giveaway, courtesy of our friends at Aggieland Outfitters. Tomorrow during the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to unveil the winner here. And this week, we've got a great one, Texas A&M's Big Cotton Charcoal Jacket. It is valued at $74.99. As I get the jacket out and I show the awesome YouTube audience and TexAgs.com audience, it's a nice, thick jacket out there. Top half is black, the collar and bottom half of the jacket gray. It has also got the maroon A&M on the left side of the chest. But really what makes this jacket stand out is the material. As you know, Aggieland Outfitters only buys the best material, but this is real thick and warm. So as it's starting to cool down, and this morning my kids thought it was cold. I did not think it was cold. I'm in a T-shirt, obviously. But this is the kind of jacket you can wear, and you can wear it this weekend during the Alabama game, represent A&M, and also just be warm and comfortable out there. It's $74.99. You can get this at Aggieland Outfitters.
Your home for the Houston Texans is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. This is The Zone.
Howdy, it's me, the Roofer Girl, Rainy Night, Class of 90. Aggieland Roofing is proud to promote Breast Cancer Awareness Month by donating a portion of every roof sold in the month of October to Pink Alliance, Brazos Valley's very own breast health and support advocate. Join us by supporting our local women and urge every woman to get a mammogram. If your roof needs are large or small, commercial or residential, make the official roofer of Texas A&M your roofer. Thank you for your support. Shop local, shop licensed, and call me, the Roofer Girl, at Aggieland Roofing.
If you have a debit card, you're used to spending money. But what if your card actually ended up earning you money? That's not exactly normal, but that's what you can get at A&B. It's called Kasasa Cashback Checking. Don't mind the weird name. What you need to know is that it's a free account with cash rewards. Use your debit card for everyday purchases, and we'll pay you cash back every month. If that doesn't sound like normal banking, well, guess what? We're not a normal bank. So contact A&B today and ask for Kasasa or visit ANB.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Aggie football is here, and Texas A&M Transportation Services offers parking and shuttle options. Pay $25 cash to park near Bush Library, Bonfire Memorial, or Agronomy Road. Ride the free Downtown Bryan shuttle. For pre- and post-game traffic and parking info, or to purchase parking before the game, visit Destination Aggieland within the TAMU app, download the Park Mobile app, or visit transport.tamu.edu/football.
For those parking with an annual permit, be ready to show us your permit barcode printed on paper or on your smartphone screen. Follow us on Twitter at @GetToAggieGame.
Don't mind me, just sneaking out to go to Kohl's. The home deals right now, they're too good to pass up. Like up to 40% off Cuddle Ned's bedding, up to 50% off the cutest fall decor, and up to 25% off Ninja kitchen appliances. How can I resist? You can even get 15% off or 15, 20, or 30% off with a Kohl's card. So yeah, I'm going all in for fall, and I can't even wait. Select styles. Offers end October 17th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The flagship station for Aggie Athletics is The Zone. Whenever the Aggies are playing, you can hear them right here at 1150 and 93.7 FM. Thanks to our listeners and our Aggie broadcast sponsors, Schulte Roofing, Prosperity Bank, Hargrove Insurance, and Rudy's Barbecue. Here's a big gig-em to all these sponsors. Listen to Aggie Athletics on The Zone 1150 and 93.7 FM.
On Sports Talk, Chip visits with John T. Edge about his TV show, True South.
I think all of it's about a belief in place, a belief in the South, a belief in the people who live here, flawed though we may be, working towards something better. And that's as I get older, that's kind of what everything's about.
Sports Talk, taking you on a journey each weekday afternoon from 4 to 6 on Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
All right, we've got some excited people in the studio, or at least one who apparently watched the movie or two. We'll find out about that. It's TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Time to talk some volleyball. Bert Kuhn in the house, as is Allie Fields. Good morning.
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 So you texted me that you were excited to talk today. So I assume you watched at least 7. Because you haven't been here a few weeks, right?
It's been a while.
It's been 3 weeks because I think we did a double up and then you left town and now we're back. So
yeah.
I'm sure you watched at least 3, 4, 5 Marvel movies.
I watched one.
Which one?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, because at one point we were maybe going to watch Deadpool, but okay, so Guardians. Yeah.
I did that one.
That's the only Marvel movie you've seen?
Yeah, see,
yes, Allie.
Just weird. I know.
Allie, please don't jump on the bandwagon. Just stay with me here.
I've seen them all besides the
and they're great, right?
Black Widow one.
Black Widow, I didn't like it.
I've seen Black Panther.
Okay.
That's your thing you go to. You go to that every week. I've seen Black Panther.
Wait, but I did watch it. It took me 2 nights. I tell you what, I just get really sleepy when I'm watching movies.
Okay, that's fine.
And so I had to pause it. I got an hour, and then I watched it, and I was really good the second night.
So did you like it? Not so much. I can see your face.
Yes. I did like the soundtrack. I like that he's like a normal person.
Yeah.
And he like is sarcastic. You know who my favorite character is? Rocket.
Rocket Raccoon?
Oh my God.
Bradley Cooper?
Oh my gosh, that's the voice?
That's Bradley Cooper, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, Rocket is like hands down my favorite.
That has got an ensemble cast. All those guys are,
Yeah.
The Rock.
And
not The Rock. What's his name? Vin Diesel, who hates The Rock. Yeah, he's in it.
He's little Groot. He's a little tree guy.
I am Groot all the time. That's all he says. I am Groot.
What a waste of money to pay a Hollywood actor just to say that. You could have had me do it. Nobody
like
would know the difference.
Yeah. Wait, I also like that the green girl, which I can't think of her name.
Gamora?
Yeah, but like in real life.
Zoe Zeld.
Yes, I love her.
Yeah.
I love that they're going to end up together. I just think that.
Are they? Are they going to? Have you watched the movies?
I haven't seen the second one.
You should see the second one.
And they're
I need to watch it.
They're in other movies as well. So that's the word it's going to get.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah. They're in a lot of movies. Yeah. Yeah. They're in the Avengers.
Like those characters?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same people. So now you have to watch a lot to catch up to see what happens if they do end up together. Or maybe they break up. Maybe somebody dies. Maybe they don't die. Maybe they have a kid.
So wait,
Dun, dun, dun.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, then what's the next one?
I don't remember the chronological order, but they're in both Avenger movies. I mean, the Infinity War and Endgame. And they might be in I can't remember.
They're in Thor.
Thor, there you go.
Thor Ragnarok, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Is it Ragnarok they're in?
I thought they were, yeah.
I think they're going to be in the next Thor movie, I think.
So is a cassette tape always part of it?
Yeah.
All of that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the mom thing. You guys, I pay attention to the things that like him not holding his mom's hand, and then in that fight scene when she's like, take my hand, and it was his mom and he teared up. Oh, jeez.
So for the record.
Everyone's like, why is that what you remember? And I'm like, because...
This is not Siskel and Ebert. This is a sports show that you guys have hijacked. People are like, when are we going to get to the volleyball?
What are we talking about?
So can we talk about
movie?
The stretch recently? You guys have been playing really good.
Yeah,
really
September
well.
was really fun. September was a good month.
It was a great month. September to remember.
Oh, Allie, she's good. She's good.
You know what I've noticed about Bird? She loves to give compliments. She's good. She's a good compliment person. You are.
Well, just because everything. September to remember, and the shirt.
The shirt, yeah.
Geez, just the little things, the details.
You're very genuine about it. I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, I like to pick on you, but you're very genuine with your players. You do give some props. So
yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for here? Did you guys maybe find yourself recently and you're playing to what you expected to be? Is that a fair way of saying it?
I would say we're growing.
Yeah.
And Allie, you can take that answer and go with it, or you can make your answer and go with it. But I would think we've grown a lot since preseason, and that's the coolest thing to see, especially at Tennessee finishing in that 5-set match. That was a roller coaster. Yeah. So I think it's cool to see the growth in them.
I think just throughout all our games this season, a lot of teams have been throwing punches at us, and we have had the opportunity to like know that we have to fight back. And I think it was a big moment against Texas when they came into our house and the 12th man was all around, and like we lived up to the moment and to the hype. And I mean, the coaches said after the game, we have to be this team everyone we play this year, and I think that's been the goal, and we've been really trying to find that consistency. And so it was really cool at Tennessee just to see it spark and to come home with a win. So it was really cool.
She mentions the Texas game. Was that when you kind of noticed like the light click?
I don't know if the light has clicked.
Okay.
And stayed on. I mean,
Stayed
I think
on.
it's clicked.
Yeah.
But we need.
And actually, it's probably not clicked. It's probably not the right word. Thanks
Yeah,
for
it
not
is.
making fun of me.
Yes, it is.
Is it clicked the
Yeah.
right word?
There are moments when things click.
Okay.
Like set 2 at Tennessee, second match. 17-10, we're down again. And then it clicks, and we like play how we should, and it's consistent. And so, yeah, there are aha moments, lollipop moments. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's there. It's just hashtag consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
I'm going to bring back hashtags again.
Hashtags again, yeah. Hashtag Guardians of the Galaxy. So, what about the way you mentioned that being down, how you guys have fought this year as well? Just and you know, it's so cliche-ish, but like the match is not over.
Mm-hmm. My line after that match, like when I'm responding to people, or just, it was the fight and the finish that we had at Tennessee that I was so proud of. The fight and the finish that they found within, and it's the vibe that they create as a team. That to me was that match, fight and finish.
Yeah, and I think after our first loss against Tennessee, it was the leadership. Colby said it yesterday after practice. I mean, you watch Mallory in our second game against Tennessee, and that girl wasn't going to let a ball pass her without her touching. Like, she was like just going across the net like crazy. And I just remember watching her and being like, if I go in this next point, like, it's for her, because she was just on fire. She was like, we're doing this. And I think like from here on out, like it's having that leadership constantly. And Mallory's been a big like piece of that.
All right, so you start playing tonight, Georgia, two days, right? Today and tomorrow. Talk to us about getting ready for this one.
So I do agree with Allie. I think it's a demeanor and a presence that a lot of our upperclassmen have, and they carry themselves that way, so it just bleeds into the team, and it's awesome. So tonight against Georgia, they're a good team. We're going to have to manage their pins, but again, it comes down to our side. It's Dig Pink, so I think that's going to have its own special vibe to it. So obviously defense, that's our grind. So they grind and they want to cover and dig and, you know, earn points. That's what we do. But Dig Pink's going to be huge. It's going to be a good environment tonight.
For the players, does that kind of like the themes, if you will, does it sometimes bring a little bit added coolness to the match?
Oh, yeah. It makes it fun. It gives you like, it's like a different game day almost.
Yeah.
It's not the same like walk into the gym game day. It's like, it's Dig Pink. Like, we're going to have pink shoelaces and everything.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
All right, so next time you're in the studio here in about 13, 14 days, right?
Okay.
I can expect what from your movie watching habits?
Well, now I have to watch Guardians of the Galaxy too. I might get into it.
Okay.
I don't love the fighting.
That's the best part.
I know that's what everyone loves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I will have to just get addicted to it because now I just want to see if they end up together because everyone's acting like they don't. But I
didn't say they don't. I didn't say they do. I will throw you curveballs left and right. All right. Were you a Sopranos watcher back in the day or no? Do you watch anything? Goodness.
Your reaction is the same with the entire staff. They say stuff and they're like, Bird, how? Like, what do you do? And I'm like, I fall asleep and I sit down.
But what is your favorite movie of all time before we go? I gotta find out. Like, what is something you, like, if you were picking, I'm watching this.
The Guardian.
Of the Galaxy?
No. The Guardian with Kevin Costner and what's his name? And like Top Gun. So I don't mind fighting.
Wait, The Bodyguard?
I do love The Bodyguard.
Okay.
Wait, did we talk about that before?
No, but to me, it sounds like The Bodyguard. Which
Kevin Costner. I love Kevin Costner also.
So he was in Superman, if you care.
He was?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Plays the dad.
I think that since I've been busy coaching, I've just kind of stopped.
You became a grown-up while some of us stayed kids. Yeah, I get it. Thank you both for coming in.
Yeah. Okay.
Kevin Costner, got to watch Superman.
I'm going to watch that.
It's not fantastic, but it's good. All right, it's good. And it's a part of a different
Was he
family.
Superman?
No, he's the dad. So he's super, but he's not
Oh.
He's the human dad.
Okay.
Not the dad from Krypton. Do you know what that means? I didn't think so. All right, let's talk about my friends there at Chance McClellan at Heritage Films, yourheritagefilm.com. They make documentary films about your boss, your dad, your grandfather. Do it about yourself, right? We all have a story that needs to be told, and that's what Chance does. First-class staff. He comes in there, he'll do a documentary-style film like Netflix, like A&E, goes there, gets the lighting done, edits it. It takes about 2 months to finish. So what we're talking about is first-class videos, guys, and you all have a story, and that's what Chance wants to do, is capture that story for you and leave it for your kids and your grandkids. And, you know, right now, if you're at home thinking to yourself, my story's not that important. Yes, it is. All of our stories are. Let's stop the game of telephone and hook up with Chance McClellan. Yourheritagefilm.com is the website. Yourheritagefilm.com, 713-893-8341, 713-893-8341.
I'm Chelsea Reber with your community calendar on the Zone. St. Anthony's Catholic Church is holding a drive-through barbecue fundraiser on Sunday at their pavilion on Tabor Road. Food starts selling at 10:30 a.m. The Deanville Volunteer Fire Department invites you to their annual fundraiser on Sunday. Come out for great food, children's activities, and the auction. A free presentation offered to seniors on Medicare open enrollment is scheduled for Wednesday, October 13th. Contact the Maturewell Lifestyle Club for more information. The Brazos Valley chapter of the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club is holding their annual bike wash at the Ranch Harley-Davidson on Saturday, October 16th from 11 to 3. This family-friendly event benefits first responders in the Brazos Valley. Your home for Houston Texans football is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. You can hear every game, home, road, all season long, right here on Aggieland's only all-sports station. I'm Chelsea Reber on The Zone.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's not every day you can save money. Oh, wait, you can. Hi, Jenny here from Big Deals. When you shop Big Deals, you'll save money every day on dozens of gift certificates from local businesses like these.
Star Cinema Grill, Dirt Road Rustics, Hungry Howie's, Horseshoe Junction Family Fun Park, and more. Visit AggielandBigDeals.com to save big. AggielandBigDeals.com.
At United Roofing and Sheet Metal, we've got you covered inside and out.
Need help with your high wind or hail damage claims? Call Larry Winkler and the fine folks at United. United Roofing is your local, professional, family-owned business with over 40 years of service to the Brazos Valley. United is your insurance claims specialist, providing the most comprehensive full-system labor and material warranty in the roofing industry. Call United today at 268-ROOF.
Bryan Broadcasting is your home for high school football. Bryan High, A&M Consolidated, Rutter, and College Station High play on the Bryan Broadcasting family of stations. No matter where you are, hear every play, every game, all season long, thanks to Frost Bank, Ed Phillips Plumbing, Rapid Express Car Wash, and ASAP Equipment. To find out when and where to hear your favorite team, go to brazosfootball.com.
You can hear Astros baseball all season and postseason long on Sports Radio 1150 and 93.7 FM plus Gospel 97.3 FM thanks to Kelly Burt Dozer. The Astros look to make another World Series run. You can hear the games on The Zone or on Gospel 97.3 FM thanks to Kelly Burt Dozer. The Houston Astros, the World Series. Listen in, all thanks to Kelly Burt Dozer.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka.